A very good morning, girls. How are you all? Okay, I'm very happy to discuss about the multinational corporations. Since it is not a new term for you, you may be interested. Am I right? Okay. See, the multinational corporations, they are not a new term for us. Since you have already studied international economics or international trade in the last semester, it is very easy for you to understand what is MNCs, their role, their contribution to economic development, etc. Okay, see the multinational corporations, it is a buzzword of a current economic phenomenon because the MNCs, they are very popular all over the world. That is, we can say, it is since the world is a global village in the present day, so MNCs are very common to all of us. You may be interested to know what is MNC or what are MNCs. See, MNCs are any organizations or companies which own lot of assets and they produce goods not only in one country but in different parts of the world. Now they are named by different terms like transnational corporations, international corporations, global corporations, etc. You may be interested to know the history behind the multinational corporations. Though the term is very common now, we cannot say that it is a new term because already when India was ruled by the Britishers, they brought the East India Company to rule our country. That is, they just entered our country as business people. Later they occupied and ruled our country. So the when the East India Company came into our territory, that itself shows that it is a kind of multinational corporation. But it has got wings and so many things branched out everywhere only during the 20th century. So a few examples I would like to quote regarding the MNCs operating in India. That is the Microsoft, IBM, Dell, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Nissan, etc. Likewise, even Indian companies, they are working or branched out in other parts of the world. For example, Infosys, Tata groups, they are having their branches in many parts of the world. And also ONGC, HCL, TCS, etc. Next, let us see the features of MNCs. How do we say that a particular company as an MNC? See, the MNCs, they have large quantity of assets. That is, it can go to the extent of millions, billions of dollars. The value of the assets owned by the MNCs will be in billion dollars, and they will be normally operating internationally. They don't stick on to one or two countries, but they will be operating more than many parts of the world. You can find their existence. Then they have oligopolistic structure, because you would have studied that under the type of market conditions. You would have studied perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, etc. Now this particular group of people, they come under the oligopolistic structure because they produce differentiated products. They don't stick on to a particular type of product. They produce many products which can be easily differentiated from one another. Likewise, they don't bring only a particular type of resource. You know very well, for manufacturing or producing something, we need 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital and organization. So when we speak about the resources, they bring capital, labor or manpower, and also the technology. So they don't come in single slot, they will bring a combination of resources in the countries. Okay, hope you would have understood the features and the background about the MNCs. Now let us see how the MNCs are helping in the growth of the economy of any country, especially the less developed countries. We will see one by one. The first one is they transfer capital. You know very well, underdeveloped countries, they don't have enough amount of capital, and the investment activities, we need huge amount of capital. See, in the underdeveloped countries or the less developed nations, we have the problem of lack of capital needed for the economic development. So the lack of capital can be substituted by the abundance of capital brought by the MNCs. Because MNCs, as we have seen under the features, they have plenty of assets which can be utilized for the development of the UDCs. Second one is transfer of technology. They not only bring capital but also they bring technology, because in the advanced nations they have well developed sophisticated technology which can be used for the development of UDCs also when they come and operate in an underdeveloped country. Next is development of markets. The less developed countries experience the problem of small size of market because the people in the LDCs are not very rich. Most of them belong to the poor group or the less income earning group. So they are not able to spend more for the goods and services. So the size of market is very small in the less developed countries or LDCs. So what can be done by the MNCs? The MNCs, with a huge amount of resources they are having, they can spend more for research and development and also for advertisement. So when they advertise, the product will be known to different people in different parts of the country, so they can buy the commodities and that will bring market for the MNCs. See, you know very well, I quote an example. Coca-Cola and Pepsi is very common to all the people of India, since that company has invested huge amount for advertisement alone. So even the person living in a corner of a country, in a remote village, he is able to know about Pepsi and Cola. So that is the strategy adopted by the MNCs. So it will expand the size of the market. Next is development of human resources. See, the LDCs, they are endowed with huge amount of people. We are very rich in human resources. Take the case of China. India stands second in the total population of the world. So India is having enough human resources, but development not depends on quantity but the quality. Now what about the quality? See, the people are not that much qualified to improve the development of a country. Now that can be substituted by MNCs. How will they help? They can bring better technology and they can train the manpower available in UDCs or LDCs so that they can cope up with the demanding situations that will increase the productive capacity of our laborers. Next is undertaking of risk. See, risk is inherent in every part of or in every stage of economic development. Since the UDCs or the LDCs don't have enough capital, they are reluctant or they find it difficult to face the risky situations. See, mainly in the case of LDCs, they are not able to spend for research and development. They concentrate on production, investment, manufacturing, etc. but spare very little for research and development. So consequently what happens is they are not able to face the challenges or the risk associated with the developmental activities. But that can be rectified with the entry of MNCs who can spend more for research and development. That will help them to face the risk in a better manner. Next is fuller utilization of natural resources. As you all know, we are endowed with natural resources like land, water, minerals, etc. But how far we are utilizing these resources? Are we utilizing fully? Are we utilizing properly? That is $1 million question mark. So that can be done properly when the MNCs take up these projects, because they have enough funds to start the projects in the field of natural resource, exploiting the or tapping the natural resources, then improving the facilities available for the development of these infrastructural facilities, etc. They are able to spend, so that will help in the fuller or maximum utilization of natural resources. Next comes creation of employment opportunities. As we have seen in one of the points, we are endowed with human resources. We are having enough or more amount of human resources, but they are to be utilized. Then only they can be an asset to the economy. How they can be utilized? They should be given employment opportunities. For that, we need more number of industries, more number of or more development of infrastructural facilities. The MNCs can take up that. They can provide employment opportunities when they come with new ventures or when they start new factories, new companies. They can provide employment opportunities to all categories of workers. What do you mean by this? Categories of workers. That is, we normally classify the workers under different categories like skilled laborers, semi-skilled laborers, unskilled laborers. But the MNCs are in a position to provide employment opportunities to all the categories of workers. Then the last one is favorable impact on balance of payment. Normally, the underdeveloped countries, they experience the problem of deficit in the balance of payment. That will not give a good impression about the economy in the international arena. So how to balance this? The MNCs, when they enter, they will bring lot of foreign exchange to the economy. They will bring their own currencies. So that will increase the position of foreign exchange reserves of our country. They not only manufacture goods for domestic consumption, but also they sell it outside, that is they export more. Thereby we can earn foreign exchange. That will make the balance of position better for the LDCs. So you may be very happy about the arrival of MNCs into the different countries of the world. Just like the coin has two sides, MNCs also have both positive as well as negative sides. Now let us focus on the negative or the adverse effects of MNCs on the economies. The first one is, there is no commitment on the part of the MNCs towards the economic and social development of LDCs. See, actually, when the leaders of our nation, when they thought of inviting the MNCs, they had a lot of dreams that India may go to a very higher level in the international market. But that expectations were not fulfilled because MNC's primary motive is earning of maximum profit. So they utilized all the resources available in the LDCs to maximize their profit, and they paid little attention for the social and economic development of the country. Next one, the low foreign exchange earnings. See, under the importance of the role we have seen, they can help in the rectifying the problem of balance of payments. That is, they bring lot of foreign exchange to any country. But really what happened is, they didn't do much service. Because the problem is, it is a transfer pricing. Transfer pricing means, see, they buy something in one country at a high price and they sell it in some other country at a lower price. What I say is, actually they bring the technology, skilled manpower from their own country. For that we have to pay a lot. And when they manufacture the goods within the country, they will be sold at a less price. So we are the losers. We are paying more and we are getting less. So we can say that we are not able to earn sufficient foreign exchange to improve the balance of payment position. Next one is unsuited technology. You know very well. See, the advanced countries, they don't have much labor force. They are having abundant capital, but they don't have sufficient labor force. So when they manufacture or when they introduce some technology, that will be suitable for their condition. That is, they will focus on capital intensive technology. But the underdeveloped countries like us or LDCs, they have plenty of labor force and they experience the problem of scarcity of capital. So when they bring the technology from their country, which is not suitable for the countries which are having abundant labor force. So we are not able to make use of the laborers or the human resources for whom the technology is brought. We can go to the extent saying that this technology in fact reduces the absorption of labor force. So we are in the losing end. Next one is exploitation. See, they are very good for maximum utilization of all the resources, natural resources, labor, that is human resources, etc. Okay, market, consumers, they attract the consumers towards their products. Likewise, they don't have any rules and regulations how to tap, how much to tap, etc. So they do whatever they like. We are in, of course we can say that we are at the mercy of MNCs. So we allow them to maximize their, maximize the utilization of the natural resources. You know very well, natural resources cannot be replaced. Okay, they are not renewable. So once we have lost, means it is lost forever. So they do like that, so it is a loss for the nation. Then harmful for long-term development. These MNCs, they may do well for a short period, but they don't do well in the long term, because for the long-term development of a nation, we need development in agricultural sector, development in infrastructural sector. But this MNCs, they don't normally focus on agriculture and infrastructure, because they will be focusing only towards consumer goods or manufacturing. They will be interested, trading they will be interested, because that only bring more profit to them. They neglect, you can say, or little attention will be given to infrastructure and agricultural development, so that will not help the economy to grow for a long time. The last one is environmental abuse. See, they don't bother about, they are very famous for misutilizing the natural resources. They don't have any principles to dispose the waste generated by their industries. So everywhere waste, disposal of waste is a very hectic problem for the less developed countries. So it is adding fuel to the fire. Already LDCs are experiencing lot of problems. So environmental degradation also adds additional fuel to the fire. Okay girls, you could have enjoyed about the MNCs, how they entered. What is MNC we have seen. How they entered into our country we have seen. And the examples, few names we have seen. Then their contribution to the economic development of any less developed or underdeveloped countries. Then also the adverse effects, how they will affect the economy, both natural resources front point of view or environmental point of view and long-term development point of view we have discussed. So I believe that you have a very good knowledge about MNCs, how they are functioning, everything. So for this you can refer few books, any international economics book you can refer, and also Indian economy books you can find a lot of references regarding the MNCs. Moreover, you can amply or abundantly you can use the net source also. Everywhere you can find informations, because it is not a difficult thing at all. You can find reference anywhere, both in the net source websites you can see as well as the textbooks you can follow. Thank you so much.